So I recently dragged myself out of a slump, like a 2 months of had to take time off work, didn't go to the gym, relationships kind of went to the back burner, like bad slump. And I got out of it, and this is how. This is going to be mostly how I got out of my gym slump, but this does apply to other pretty much all other areas that you could be slumping in. There are three, of course, things that helped me get my motivation back to go to the gym, and I think they will help you too. So let's get into it. In case you only have a minute, the three things are: remember your why, rethink your goals, and remind yourself of the reality of the situation. So let's get into it on today's episode of Strawberry of the Day, a podcast about self-compassionate self-development. I'm getting better at integrating the intros, and I've got like this new little setup. I'm loving life. I didn't go to the gym this morning, but it was because I woke up with a headache, and I'm going to go this afternoon. So I wouldn't have gone at all if I had woken up with a headache when I was in my slump. So I don't even want to think about it. Let's get into the tips. So number one, remember your why for what you're doing. So we're going to use the gym as an example for this video. Your why for the gym could be really any number of things. You could be trying to lose weight. You could be trying to gain muscle. You could be trying to make friends. You could be trying to keep your word to yourself, be consistent. You could be, trying to get your mental health in check. But whatever it is, whatever made you start going to the gym, think back to the day you signed up to go to the gym. It was my 2-year gym anniversary, and gym anniversary is ridiculous. 2 years ago, I signed up to go to the gym for the first time, and I remember my goal was to want to show up there every day, was to not feel like it was a need to work out, like working out wasn't a punishment, but rather a privilege. It's a little cheesy, but that's what it was. Yes, I wanted to lose weight. Didn't really think about gaining muscle at that point. Wanted to make friends, but the big thing was just to reframe the way I saw exercise as something that, yes, you do have to do. There's no opt out of being healthy if you want if you want bone density when you're older and mobility and strength, all that. So I guess you could, if you're missing a why, you could remember the long-term why of being able to be independent for as long as you can because of the state that your body's in. But yes, remember the reason that you started in the first place and really sit in that feeling. Don't just be like, oh, well, I wanted to lose weight. Now I lost weight, so I don't have to go. Come on. This is a little bit of a tough love video moment because toward the end of my slump, I just needed someone to say, you can do this. You can get back to work. You can get back to the gym because you did it in the first place. There's a version of you that was consistent with it. She's still in there. You just need to give her a chance. So, but if that's not working for you, tip number 2 is to rethink your goal or rethink the time horizon of your goal. So what I mean by that is, if your goal is to, when I started at the gym, my goal was to lose about 40 to 50 pounds. And I was like, okay, got to do this. I knew that was going to take a while. And so if my slump was maybe sooner to that time, I would adjust my goal to be something like, I want to work out 5 times a week for the next 2 weeks. Like, shorten the time that it would take to feel like that goal has been accomplished, especially if it's a big, hairy, audacious goal, if you will. I hear that phrase in the self-development YouTube sphere all the time. And I kind of hate it because people call it a bag, but it's spelled BHH. I don't know why we have to abbreviate that. Anyway, point being, rethink your bag, rethink your goal, and kind of recalibrate like what's getting you there now. So recently I've kind of plateaued. Like, I've reached the goals that I set initially, and doing that actually kind of let me slump a little bit easier. Like, it was less hard on my gym conscience. So I was like, well, I reached my goal, so it doesn't matter if I don't go. Well, girl, it's time for a new goal. And so I decided that my new goal is to be able to do 5 pull-ups this direction. I can do 10 this direction. I don't know what the difference of them names are, so we're just going like the bicep pull-up versus the back pull-up. Who knows? Somebody knows. Let me know if you know. But now that I have that new goal, part of me, like, I want to get there today, later, and I want to do my like scapular pull-up exercises and train toward that goal. That's something new. I also want to be able to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. Right now I'm doing 15 every day. I've done 20 before, and I start to hate my life at about 20, but I want to be able to do 30 minutes. Previous goal on that was to do 100 floors. And I did 100 floors, and it felt really good. So having a goal that's like reasonable is not like something that you can control how much you work toward it can really get you in the mood to go and get back on track. And number 3, I can't believe how many of these like 3 things videos I've done, but it just makes sense to me to have like a concise little list of things that help. And I don't know, let me know if you like the 3 tips format. But number 3 is to remind yourself, reality check yourself, that realistically you cannot stay in this slump forever. You can't. You cannot. You have to get your shit together, and you have to get back on the horse, because there's no other option. You can't slump forever. You can allow yourself to take rest when you need it, mental rest, physical rest, but you can't use, oh, I'm just in a slump, as an excuse for not working out for the rest of your life. This is like rough, tough love, but it's what worked for me. Actionable way to implement this is to kind of give yourself like a deadline. And what I did was I said November 1st, I'm back in the gym. Full time, regular time. And come November 1st, that week I did have to adjust because it was too much. So I adjusted to going 4 times a week and going to yoga one day instead. I'm petting my little cat down here. She's so sweet. But you're allowed to iterate on your, like, what you were doing before. You don't have to do the exact same routine. You can lower the bar, you can change it, but give yourself a cutoff of when you're gonna start, like, actually trying again. And then make it long enough from the time you're currently at that it doesn't feel like, okay, that's enough, kitty. It doesn't feel like you can keep slumping forever. I like how you just use that as a verb, slumping. But, oh my goodness. I need to close the door when I do these videos so the cats don't come in here. When you give, it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks that I gave myself till that deadline when I set that. And that kind of gave me permission to, like, lean into the slump and just be like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm not working out. And then as that date approached, I kind of got used to the idea of it again. And it just, I don't know, rip the Band-Aid off. Try. If it doesn't work, adjust your routine. Lower the bar. Ease back into it, but give yourself a time that you're going to kind of, like, that's enough. Cut off time. So, to recap, this is a lot of, like, R words in this episode. Remember your why, rethink your goals, and remind yourself / reality check yourself that you cannot do this forever. And you will not do this forever because you are stronger than that. And you have been in the past, and you will be in the future. You're just in this weird in-between time right now, and that is totally okay. It's valid to have slumps. And trust me, mine was caused by a big old mental health crisis crash, but I pulled myself out of it, and you can pull yourself out of your slump too. So, I'm trying to think, if you like this episode, what other episode you might like. I mean, all of my videos honestly are about how to get your shit together mostly after something has rocked your world. And that's kind of the theme I'm noticing develop on my channel, is that it's like how to pull yourself out of a rut, out of a bad place, and to be a better version of yourself. So if you want to be a better version of yourself, especially after a rough patch, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of Strawberry of the Day.